Hey guys and girls out in YouTube land, this is my week 2 update. I tried to make one earlier, but my old phone didn't want to update it, and so yeah, we're trying this again on my new phone, which is going to be way better because it's a better phone. Long story short, I ended up having to cancel a Sprint because their customer service sucks. It hasn't changed in the last 6 years since I had them, so I just went ahead and started a new service on my own with Verizon. And I've had Verizon before. It's expensive, I know, but the customer service is way better, so it's worth it. You get what you pay for. I got a new job. I've been unemployed for 6 months because I was busy taking care of my daughter. I think I mentioned that to you guys, so I don't know when I start that yet. I have to go through my drug test, my hair follicle test, background check, whatever. It's been a good 2 weeks. Highest weight was 320. I started my pre-op diet at 312, went down to 260. The day of surgery, I was 265. I'm attributing that to flying. I'd never flown before, and I was only drinking liquid and mainly water and chicken broth. So I think that was probably it. Because there's no real reason I should gain 5 pounds in just a few hours. So, and I wasn't having enough liquid to have gained that much weight. So, I really think it was just from flying. Because when I got home, I was 265 as well, even after surgery. I went to sleep that night, got up, did a couple things, and I was 259 the next day. And the weight just started falling off. I think I lost like 4 or 5 pounds the second day home. So let's talk about my post-op diet. Of course, while I was in Mexico, I had just clear liquids. The only non-clear liquid that I had was the taco broth that I was talking to you guys about. So, which I really want some right now. It sounds so good. Anyway, I came home, and that Saturday, I was really weak. I did not feel good. My husband wanted to go look at cars because his car was messing up. So we went and looked at cars. And you know how long you end up getting stuck at a car dealership? So after, I think we went to 2 car dealerships. The first one sucked. They didn't even try to help us. When we said we couldn't afford the car payment they wanted us to pay, it was like $500 a month. It was ridiculous. We're like, okay, well, we're going to go. They didn't try to stop us. That was fine. Because I didn't want to buy their stupid car anyway. So we drove home. Excuse me, I have really bad allergies. Anyway, we drove home, and there's a car dealership down the street from the house, and we went there. It was like 10:30, and we found a really nice car that we liked, and they gave us a good price, but it took them for a while for financing. So like 3 o'clock, yeah, 3 o'clock, the dealer was like, look, I know your wife just had surgery, so y'all just go home, and I'll call you, and you can come back and sign the paperwork when the financing company calls. So I had been drinking water and vitamin water zero all day. That's all I'd had. Chicken broth just didn't taste good, so I just didn't want it. So I was feeling really weak. So I went and tried one of my Premier protein shakes, which I'm drinking right now. And I took a couple of sips, and I set my alarm for 30 minutes, and I thought, okay, well, if my stomach doesn't hurt, I'm going to have more of this because it's got protein in it. And I was thinking that's what I needed. So, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, I tried that. It worked really well. I emailed my nutritionist, and she said, if you feel like that's what your body needs, go ahead and try it. If it doesn't hurt, keep doing it. You're good. So I did that. And the next day I took my mom, I think, to do blood work or to a doctor's appointment or something. And I bought stuff to make a ricotta bake. Ricotta bake is amazing. Even if you're not on a pre-op diet or a post-op diet or soft food diet, it's super good. It's basically just tastes just like lasagna without the noodles and the chunks of meat. Which, when I start eating solid food again, I'm going to throw some hamburger meat in there and make me like a mock lasagna. Anyway, but what you do is you take a cup of ricotta, and this makes enough for several servings, so you can serve your family or you can break it up into meals for yourself. I think I got like 10 to 12 servings, but I don't think I portioned them out like I should have initially, so I probably could have gotten more. Anyway, so you do a cup of ricotta, a half cup of Parmesan, a half cup of mozzarella, 2 eggs, and I would say I did 1 scoop of protein powder, but this was, again, my first meal, so I went ahead and just did 1 scoop. I would say do 2 or 3 scoops probably to give yourself some more protein, and maybe even go up to 5. But just be mindful that it's going to make it thicker, so you might want to add an extra egg yolk. So you're only doing egg yolks on the eggs, not the full egg. Mix those in really well. You can do salt and pepper to taste, Italian seasoning, whatever you want to put in there now at this point. Grease a glass baking dish, or line a dish with like foil or something so it doesn't stick, because it will get crusty and you don't want that in your stomach. And then you're going to preheat the oven to 450. While it's preheating, go ahead and put about a cup of low-carb spaghetti sauce on the top of your ricotta bake, and bake it in the oven for 20 minutes at that 450. And then when it's done at that 20-minute mark, and it might be a little bit less, might be a little bit more depending on your oven, sprinkle a little bit more mozz on the top and just let it sit in there for like maybe 3 or 4 minutes in the oven, and then turn it off. You don't want to let it crisp up or anything, because again, you don't want crispies in your brand new stomach. So I did that. At this point I've done that. I did kind of like an enchilada type thing because I really wanted Mexican food. So I got the Kraft dips again. I got the chili lime flavor. I did 2 tablespoons of that. Mixed it with some chicken that I had made in the crock pot, with some Greek yogurt. I think I did just plain Greek yogurt. No, I did ricotta. Crap. No, I did Greek yogurt. Sorry. I did 2 tablespoons of the chili lime Greek yogurt dip. I did a half a can of Rotel, and I did chicken broth. With some protein powder. I think I did a scoop of protein powder in that as well. Unflavored, of course. And I ground that up into a puree. I did the same base for... Oh, and I also put taco seasoning in this. I did the same base for the ricotta. I put the taco seasoning in the ricotta just to give it something different. And then I baked that with the chicken on top for about 20 minutes at 450. When that was done, I sprinkled some more cheese on the top and just let it melt. I didn't even put it back in the oven. I just let it melt on its own that time. I would prefer having put it in the oven, but it's whatever now. I've done that. I did refried beans. I did not buy the canned refried beans. I felt like there was a little bit too much fat in those, so I bought the dehydrated ones and rehydrated them with chicken broth, the low sodium chicken broth. And I added a scoop or 2 of protein powder, and I think I did some salsa in there as well with some Greek yogurt. It was really good. It's very thin, so I could probably at this point drink a little bit more of it and be okay. What I usually do is I'll pair it with some guacamole, like the 100-calorie guacamole packs. I can finish one of the little guacamole packs, and I mean, they're like, I think an ounce or 2. I can finish that and the beans. Now I'm really full, but I've even gone so far as to add a little bit of soft cheese in there with it, and it's really good. I don't think it's too much. I'm worried that it might be, but my stomach, I would assume, would tell me if it's too much. But that will fill me up, and I feel really good after that. So I've done that. I did like a chicken pot pie, like a mock chicken pot pie. I did chicken that I ground up with steamed cauliflower. I found some really cool, like, multicolored cauliflower at H-E-B. I can't remember the brand. It was like a popular brand. Anyway, I steamed it with like a tablespoon of butter, like real butter, and then put it into a food processor. I took chicken stock with guar gum. If you don't know what guar gum is, it's a thickener and it's non-starchy. It does have carbs in it, but it's not a lot of carbs, and you don't have to use enough of it to really affect anything. I threw that in, and I mixed in some Unjuri, I think 3 scoops of Unjuri chicken flavored or chicken soup flavored protein powder. Poured that in after it was thickened up, and then I used that to puree my meat with, my meat and my veggies. So I didn't want to do any peas or carrots or anything because those have way too many carbs. And then I put that into a glass baking dish that had been greased, lightly greased, and I sprinkled powdered pork rinds, which you just take them, put them in a blender, and blend them up until they're a powder. I kind of seasoned those a little bit with garlic, salt, and pepper, and then patted that down on top of the mixture and baked it in the oven for like 30 minutes. And what will happen during that process is those pork rinds will get soft, so they're not going to be crispy or anything unless you overcook them. And I broke that up into servings, so I think I got like 14 servings out of that one, because it's so chunky. Anyway, so I went ahead and had those things, and then so today I had, I started eating like the little, you know how they sell those chunks of like deli meat at the store for like $8? I bought one. I cut it into little chunks like they do with like the P3s. And I have cheese, like soft cheese, not hard cheese or anything, but low carb soft cheese. And I cut that into little chunks, and I will get a serving, an ounce of meat and an ounce of the cheese. And I tried that one day and my stomach tolerated it. So every now and then I'm letting myself do that as well. And I froze the other half of the turkey. And then today I tried my first pieces of like hamburger. Of course I didn't have the bread. I'm not going to do that. I'm not a bread person anymore. So, and I don't think I'm ready for that at this point anyway, because of all the carbs and stuff in it and the sugars. But my husband wanted to go to Five Guys, and I had already had my protein shake for the day, so I wasn't really hungry. We went in, and it did smell like, it smelled good, but I wasn't like starving or anything. So I asked him, I said, hey, look, if you don't think you're going to finish your burger, can I have like a little piece of it? Excuse me, I have hiccups. Because I want to see if I can tolerate a hamburger if I want one. So he gave me a piece. It was like a little round piece about that big. So I ate it, and without thinking, I drank some water. It didn't hurt. Nobody freaked out or anything. It didn't hurt. So, but I really shouldn't have done it. I just didn't realize I did it until after we were in the car, and I was like, wait a minute. Why was I drinking? I was mad at myself because it really could have hurt me. I could have thrown up. I could have started dumping or something, and I didn't want to do that. Anyway, so I ate that, chewed it up really well. I felt good, and he ended up not finishing. I think he ate all but he ate 2/3 of his burger. So there was like a sliver about that big, about that wide, left for me, and he just gave it to me. So I ate it slowly and chewed it up and everything. It was the best damn burger I've ever had, and I'm not a big fan of Five Guys. It's not my favorite place. They're good, don't get me wrong, but it's not Whataburger. Whataburger is my restaurant. They have my heart. I'm always going to be a fat girl in my heart. Anyway, so I ate that, and that worked out really well. My stomach was a little uncomfortable, but I think it was because of the grease, but it didn't hurt, and I didn't feel like I was going to get sick. I've been feeling good the rest of the day. I came home and had kind of like a Southwest chicken salad. It's just canned ground chicken, or really canned chicken mashed up with one of the little round 100-calorie pack servings of guacamole and 3 tablespoons of the Kraft Greek yogurt dip in some kind of salsa. I don't remember what kind of salsa it was. But that was the flavor of the Greek yogurt. So I mixed it with that. It's got a little kick to it, but it's not spicy. So I usually pair it with cheese, like soft cheese, like Havarti, or baby Swiss, or I found a really good, like a pepper jack. I've got cheese curds. So I love cheese, and There's nothing that says I can't have it. I've had no problems with my body having any issues with it. So I eat that, and then I need to drink more water. It's really hard to get all my water in, especially I'm having to eat all the time to get the protein in. And I eat about 3 times a day, and then I try to get 2 protein shakes, and I usually can only get 1, because if I do 2, then I don't have enough space for the water that I need. So, and I'm also having trouble getting my vitamins in. I think I forgot. I did forget. No, I didn't. I took them today. I did. I just haven't taken them all. My bariatric vitamins, I have to take 4 of them every single day, and I'll make it through the first 2, and I usually forget the second 2, and I can feel it because I'm tired. So yeah, those are my main updates. I did get a job. I think I mentioned that. If I didn't, I'm really excited about it. The problem is it's 6 days on, 3 days off. So I have to get all of my psychology homework done, because that's my major, is criminal psychology. I have to get that done 4 weeks. No, wait. 3 weeks worth of homework done this weekend, so that if I start the job this week, I'm not going to fall behind. And then my advisor talked me into taking 2 5-week classes, which is basically 12 hours of classwork in 1 class time. So like normally 1 class is 5 weeks, but he wants me to take 2 in 5 weeks. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot for most college students, but each class is really in depth, and so you really have to study, and you're on your own because it's online. So I'm super nervous about that, and my schedule. I'm still a mom. That doesn't change. So that's something that I have to kind of get past, because I'm stressing about that majorly. But if anybody has any questions, as usual, let me know. I'm feeling good, and again, this is week 2. 242 pounds. Y'all have a good week. Bye.